Hey everyone, welcome to today's part 2 video of our 3-part video with my buddy Franz.
Hi there.
And his Sheraton 2. In this video we are going to show you how to insert Jimmy Page wiring that we've made in video 1 into the Sheraton 2. Okay, I've prepared the wiring now for the insertion into the guitar. The pickups are now wired to the pots fully. You see I have some garden wire. You can use any kind of string, or not the guitar string, but eventually even guitar strings, or any kind of wire to put through the hose. You can then get over here to the F hose and then you attach it properly to the pots. And in this case I'm also having a herring over here that I'll use to fix and adjust the output jack so it's not turning. So I can grab it over here and push it from underneath. Other than that, you will have to pay attention what's the order you're doing it. If you maybe can see it, maybe you can see it. Over here, I'm always going over everything and on the top of the pot. So it's not, the wire is not pushing when I'm pulling on it, that's not a wire that we've soldered now is in the way, so it's really the topmost thing. You go through the hose from the top, underneath, and out through the F-hole. And from here on we'll try to insert everything. Everything has to go through the F-hole, just right over here. Depending on the pot, this is harder or easier. In our case, we're using, I think it's the DiMarzio push-pull pots. They are a little bit slimmer than your typical CTS pots, for example. Also, what we have as an advantage is we are not using the 50s wiring style. We have the modern wiring style of the wiring. And like this, we have a more flexible cable between the pots instead of the capacitor. For example, the worst case you could have is an orange drop that's really fat and unflexible, so you will have to wiggle underneath everything to get it inside properly. Also, what I've done is I've already inserted these rings to the pots, and so they cannot get lost inside because the wire is in the way. I want to have that wire we have from the toggle switch to the bridge volume pot. I want to have it around all of the other pots. So that's also something I will pay attention to. Okay, we've widened the holes now to 10 millimeters. That's what the thread of the new pots are. The old holes were something between 9 and 10 millimeters. I can't really tell what it exactly was. The old wiring shafts only had probably about 8 millimeters, something like this. So it's a little bit strange that there is such a difference. I would have expected it to be 8 millimeters then. However, you can eventually already see that some of the pots already look through. I have adjusted them a little bit with my pinky. Push them to the place, and now it's pretty much only realigning them finally, and then pull them all pretty much all together. At least I like to pull the pots of the tone and the volume pot of the same pickup together. So in this case we're having the bridge tone and the bridge volume pot. You can see that one is fairly simple. Over here works quite well. Put the shim just through the wire that we're having here, and then the nut. Okay. Yeah, and the wire itself, I've just wrapped a few times around the post below here and went once through the split shaft, you see, and that's it. Now the same thing for that one over here. I will tighten it later on a little bit more. Just now it should be just enough. You can see I have again put the wires together so I don't lose them. Those will be a little bit harder because the cable for the neck pickup is really close in length, so it should just work out. Maybe it's under tension if I'm not putting the toggle switch in place and eventually get these ones out. So maybe I will have to change the order for this. You see, and I have the herring down here. The wire is just wrapped around the herring. It does not have to be ultra tight, everything. So let's see, it's still wrapped around this. Just so you can pull it slightly. You're not pulling everything out with the wire by force. You're helping always with a finger, or in this case with the herring, and then it shouldn't be much of a problem. Okay, here we have this little shim over here. Oh, just removed the wire by accident. Not a big deal. I have it secured already with the herring over there. Okay, now these pots, they need to be pretty much pulled through together, just because the wiring and the cable is quite tight from the neck pickup. Probably, yeah, like this, I guess. Yeah, and you see, turning it just gave it that little bit more wire in the right angle. So yeah, that we need for the pots to go through in the proper way. Okay. Tighten that one up a little bit so it does not turn anymore, just slightly. So now you see how they go through with ease. Okay, and that's pretty much it. If we take a closer look at it, there is, not sure if you can see it, you can't really see the wires through the FO. That's what we intended to do. All the wires go up here. That little bit of the bridge pickup wire, will also be covered with the pick guard if you have one. Yeah, and yeah, what we eventually see is the ground from the bridge over here. I will make sure that one is also hidden behind the pots over here, and then it should look fine. Tighten everything up, put the pots on it, get the strings straight again, and then we can test the pickups and see how they sound. By the way, you can already test the pickups if you want with the wiring outside, obviously. You don't have to insert it, so you can check it beforehand if your wiring is correct. It's a little bit of a hassle to get the wiring inside of a 335 guitar. If you know the trick, it's not that hard actually. But there were a few things to look out for.
The first you have to check is the hole of the potty.
There could be some differences in the diameter of the shaft of the potentiometer with the winding. The originals that have been in there were not quite 10 millimeters. I did not exactly measure what it actually was, but we've tried to insert the 10 millimeter ones that the DiMarzio push-pull pods that we've used had, and it simply did not fit. So we had to enlarge the hole to 10 millimeters. That can be quite tricky, because if you use a wood drill bit 10 millimeter, you can't center it properly, because the hole is so large already that it's really hard to center it. So we've used a Dremel tool to file it open a little bit, and once we've got the drill bit, 10 millimeter drill bit inside a little bit, we've then went on to drill the 10 millimeters through. This worked quite well. It's a little bit of work to get it to this part. That's something to keep in mind. You can use a file, you can use sandpaper, whatever, but before you start inserting the wiring, check the holes. We did not. I had to remove the pots again. I've kept them inside of the guitar already, so I did not pull everything out again through the F-hose, but still it was a little bit of work because we had to get the wires out again and had to reinsert everything. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped you. The third part will be the comparison of the Tonerider pickups with the Epiphone pickups. We'll also explain why Franz actually wanted to change the pickups and if the change with the pickups and the wiring was worth it. See ya, bye!
Bye.